Trucker Steve here. Commentary on in-cab pre-trip and the air brake leak test. Common mistakes made. On the in-cab, mistake number one, you just call out parts, but you need to show that every item in the in-cab works. Horn, air horn are working properly. If you do your heater, you must show that the heater works. You do your heater and you put your hand up top, put your hand on the bottom, show the defroster and the heater. You must show that every item works. On dash lights and indicators, most of them have 5 indicators, dash lights and indicators. You must name all 5 to get the point. If you name 4, you get 0 points. You need all 5. My left and right turn signal indicators are working properly. My 4-way indicators are working properly. My DEF indicators is working properly. My high beam indicator is working properly. You must show that all indicators are working to get the point. Your fire extinguisher, you must show that it is properly rated, fully charged, and security mounted. You want to get these points. This is about 10 plus points on your in-cab. But the one part of the in-cab that will fail you right away, right off the bat, fail right away, is the air brake leak test. You need to get that air brake leak test right. Okay, one mistake is you start your air brake leak test and you have less than 100 psi in both gauges. Don't do that. Make sure that you have more than 100 psi in both gauges. During your pre-trip, the truck can be running already. Some pre-trips have, you get in the truck and right away start the air brake leak test on some schools. And they fan it down, and then you have to start up to get the engine started up, build up the air pressure again to continue on with the gauges and everything else on the in-cab. To me, that's just a lot of wasted time. So it's better off to come in, make sure your wheels are chocked in the appropriate position to prevent vehicle movement, put your seatbelt on, check for rips or frays, and check your mirrors and check your windshield, and then do your safe start, and then go through your gauges. Save the air brake leak test part for last, because that way you're not wasting any time. The normal time to do a whole complete pre-trip on the front, the tractor, the complete tractor, it's usually 25 minutes for those students who know how to do it. About 25 to 30, no more than 30 minutes. If you studied and you know how to do it, that's your time frame, 25, 30 minutes. But like I said, going back, air brake leak test is one test that will fail you right away. So you're going to make sure that you have at least 100 psi in both gauges. Then you're going to make sure you turn the engine off. This one mistake a lot of people do, they don't turn the key to the on position. They might turn it all the way to the left and then turn it one notch to the middle, and that's still off. That key's still off. So you turn the key all the way to the right. If you did that, you probably hear a beeping sound and you can see your gauges moving. That way, you know you have it done right. I've seen some pre-trips on YouTube where they don't turn the key on until they do the applied pressure check. Just get the key on right away. Turn the engine off. First, make sure you have 100 psi. Turn the engine off. Turn the key back to on position. Pushing your 2 valves. Use the palm of your hand. Push, push. Don't use your fingers. Use the palm of your hand and make sure both of those valves are in. We have a lot of students fail their test. They failed their test because the air brake has not been released. The parking and trail brake has not been released. So make sure they're both in. Make sure your wheels are chocked so you don't have vehicle movement. Or put it in a low gear. First gear, put in first gear. And that will prevent the vehicle from moving. Okay, so we got them both in. We're going to allow air pressure to stabilize. The whole air brake leak test, the key word in the air brake leak test is allow. Allow air pressure to stabilize. Air pressure has now stabilized. Now, I'm going to firmly apply my foot and do the apply pressure check. I'm going to firmly apply my foot to the service brake. And once again, the key word is I'm going to allow air pressure to stabilize. So I'm going to let the pressure stabilize again. Air pressure has now stabilized, and you can ask the examiner to time you 1 minute. Would you time me 1 minute?
Yes. Time is up.
This combination vehicle did not lose 4 psi's in 1 minute. Now, if it did lose more than 4 psi, just be honest and tell the examiner this combination lost more than 4 psi. The case, in that case, it might be the trailer was not charged up and all the air went back to the trailer. So when you start your test, usually if you run through the gauges and the windshield and all that stuff, and then when you do your brake test, you pretty much charge your trailer up and you're not going to lose that much air pressure. So in most cases, you will not lose any more than 4 psi's in that 1 minute. Okay. Another common mistake is, like I said, when I push them with my 2 palm hands, some students only get 1 in, or they use their fingers and 1 stays out. And then when they do the final test is the tractor protection valve operation check, when they fan down to about 30 psi, nothing happens. About the key, if the key's not on the on position, when you do your low air warning light and buzzer check, you're going to fan down to about 60 psi's, and nothing's going to happen because the key's not on. There's no power to the gauges. So right now, if I turn this, so if I fan down a few more, let me fan down just a little bit, you can hear the low air warning light buzzer come on. But if the key was on the off position, nothing's going to happen. It's just going to be quiet. If the key's on the on position, so you want the key to on position. You want to make sure these 2 valves are pushed in. Now, if you fan down to 30 psi's and you not sure, you say, I think 1 popped out, maybe the other valve didn't pop out. You take the finger and go push it out on your own. That's a fail. If you're not sure, just fan all the air out. Fan it all the way down to 0. Then pretty much sure that it popped out. If it didn't pop out at 0 with all the air out, then there's a problem with the tractor protection valve operation check. And that's some of the tips, some of the some of the common errors done on an air brake leak test. And I hope this video helps you out. Thank you.